hottest station is now live for your enjoyment with host iamBranded.
The guest of honor, who's happy to grace us right now. We want to welcome Mike Lewis, and Mike Lewis is brought to you by JesusPainter.com. Mr. Lewis, welcome to COA Radio.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Hey, Mike, thank you for joining us, man. We've been waiting, we've been plugging. How you doing, man?
Oh, great. I really appreciate the opportunity to chat with you guys.
Definitely. One thing we wanted to ask you while we got you is we was talking about people who paint and the things that you do. What describe to us what it is that you actually do. They know you're a Jesus painter, but what do you do?
Yeah, so I basically, for the past 15 years, I've been performing at live events. So I kind of have a concert, but instead of music, it's art, and I've done 1,500 events. Performed in Columbus last night to 7,000 people actually downtown. And yeah, I mean that's it. It's tough to explain. I kind of plug in at larger Christian events, usually, or faith-based events, and I have a thing that I call a sermon without words, where I just paint like the life of Christ, but with images, and usually to a soundtrack. A lot of times with a band. Yeah.
Right. So kind of goes into what we were saying. You got artwork going along with music, and the two seem to go together, which is amazing. You travel all around the country, right? Where exactly have you gone? I know you were in Texas at one point. So where do you go?
Yeah, everywhere. I mean, in the U.S., like I said, I've probably done over 1,300 events in the U.S. The other couple hundred, probably, international. I just got back from Iceland. We've been all over with this. I did the Latin America Music Awards not too long ago. I was down in Mexico City, so it's a big international event.
Wow.
Yeah.
One of the things I got to tell you, Mike Lewis is our guest on COA Radio, and one thing I got to tell you, man, is I respect you tremendously for the talents that you display and how you put everything down. Because to me, and we've been talking about it throughout tonight, and we've been kind of merging a lot of different concepts, not just artwork, but also blending it in and bleeding it in with music and just everyday life too. So in order for went on your website and checked out everything you did, from a clean canvas to you putting down your artwork, and it's amazing, and it's inspiring for a lot of us out here, not just adults but kids as well. So you have to be commended on that.
I say praise God, because for me, it's more than just a job. In fact, that's kind of like the last thing it is. It's an expression of faith for me, and I really feel more like the brush than the artist. And I just say that because I think, with any like creative outlet, if you can like erase fear, it makes you so much better, because so I don't take the credit, I appreciate your compliment, but I don't take the credit for successes. I don't take the blame for failures. I just do my thing, and I hope that people love it. So
wow.
I appreciate that.
Man, that's great. This is one thing I want to ask you while I have you. I noticed in the video that I watched, you use your hands a lot painting. Is that because you feel more like it's more personal doing it with your hands, or do you prefer not using a brush, or what? Because really, I mean, I would think by the paint and the hands on the canvas, that'd make it so much more personal as an artist. What's the reason behind doing that? Because that video is spectacular.
Thanks, man. Yeah, there's like 4 things going on there. The honest answer is, in the beginning, I was so broke when I was doing this, and I didn't even have enough money to buy brushes, like good brushes. And so a lot of times on stage, I just kind of wouldn't have what I needed. So I kind of learned to just grab handfuls of paint and smear it around. And then I started to realize, after I could afford brushes, that my art was looking different than everyone else's art. The textures and the way colors blend. I'll give you one of my little secrets is that I don't mix my paint on like a palette or anything. I actually mix it in my hand. So like I pour red and yellow if I want orange in my hand, and then I smear it. So up close you see the red and yellow, but like from 10, 20, 30 feet back it looks orange. It just makes it a lot more interesting.
Right.
And then I can get really weird shapes with my fingertips that you can't really get with a brush. So I just try to make stuff look different, you know?
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. And if anybody don't know, I mean, where can they find that video, Mike? Where can people who's listening go to find that video?
Yeah, just send them to either JesusPainter.com, which is my website, or Facebook/JesusPainter, and that's like, you know, my little Facebook page or whatever. But the videos are on both. And the videos you're talking about, I'll tell you what it is because you probably like the story. I was contracted to paint for a TV commercial for a magazine. It's called TC Magazine. Anyway, so they got permits to film in downtown New York for 3 days, and the commercial only took 2 hours, but I had a film crew with me. We were shooting real film, you know, not like a digital camera, like real film, you know. And
right.
So we had 3 days of control of, you know, Times Square. We only used 2 of them, but we had the ability to stop traffic and keep pedestrians out. So that's how I get like those ghost town shots of me painting in Times Square. And yeah, it was really neat. I got blessed there because
that's crazy.
I could never have set that up or afford to do that myself, but it just fell in my lap. That's what the video comes from.
Amazing.
And it's a crazy video. I guess before we let you go, Mike, I think with school starting, this is definitely a question I wanted to ask you. And that was, what's up?
No, I'm listening. I'm ready. I'm ready for your question.
Yeah. How important is it to keep art class in schools? You know, art in school, how important is it?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, So
I told you I'd hit you with a sideways question. I thought. So what do you think? What do you think?
Here's how I feel about it. I feel like art, sports, drama, any creative outlet is not only essential to you know, the development of the confidence of a kid, and you know, letting their brain mature and helping them to find something that they excel at. You know, we all have something that we can be great at. So you know, it's important for that reason. But a bigger reason to stand behind just any of those creative outlets in schools, and of course sports will never go away, but you know, the other weirder ones. I think when we have a thriving or flourishing art community, it's a sign that our country and that our society is strong. You know, that it indicates that we have enough spare time and resources to master things that don't seem to matter much, but in the end really do contribute to you know, what we can be proud of, you know, when we gather together and look. I mean, you know, think about how many artistic let's just say things, you know, movies, poetry, music, the symphony, ballet, or even like weirder things, you know, like just how much stuff has touched you at one point in your life, and it all traces back to like these fundamental art forms. And you know, when we lose sight of that, we just become, you know, cavemen. You know what I mean? Like this is what makes us beautiful and great. So I mean, yeah, we gotta keep it around for sure.
That's amazing.
Definitely.
Yes, I agree. I that's what I feel like, man. I never consider myself to be the best. I've always liked writing and expressing myself, and music has always moved my soul, and it's always inspired me to write and express how I feel. And I just feel like painting is the same kind of expression as music, except it's different. You're using paintbrush or your fingers versus a pen, and that's amazing. So, Mike, before we let you go, how can anybody that might want to book you or speak at a sermon or or what is it that you do where people can require your services?
Yeah. Let me just say, I mean, if I want anything out of your crowd, I just want to get to know them. So send them to Jesus Painter at the Facebook page, so Facebook/Jesus Painter. Send me a message, post on a wall. I answer any questions there. I don't want anything back, man. You know what I mean? Like, just hit me up. Let's talk. By the way, I'm kind of sensing like like a hip hop vibe, and I don't know if you know, but I've been a DJ for like 20 years.
All right.
If you check out my video of me painting down in the subways in New York, the beat behind it I made. So that's an example of my music. It's got kind of like a classical hook to it. My wife actually helped me make it. But I beat juggle and mix and stuff. So yeah, man.
Hey, I would love to get with you deeper on a personal level with that, Mike, and call you about that. But I did know that you experienced with like turntables and things like that, and that wasn't really the basis of the show. But you're right, this is more of a hip hop based radio show, and we was just tying lyrics and writing and hip hop with the expression of artwork and album covers and people like you who express yourself through artwork and stuff like that. So
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
Well, I was just going to say, I never would have been able to paint if I didn't have all the background in DJing, because my fingers move the exact same way on the turntables as they do when I paint with my fingers, and they paint to the music, and I get those little eighths and triplets and all that. And I even get some really weird offbeat stuff, and people don't realize my fingers are moving to the music, but they are. It's on like the sixes and stuff.
Oh, that's sweet, man.
Yeah.
Wow. That's sweet. So before we let you go, let me ask you, what was growing up? What was one of your favorite hip hop groups growing up?
Man, for me, absolutely. I love that question. I was kind of like in the late 90s. I really loved rap before it all went gangster. So like my last totally favorite hip hop group would be like PE. But like I loved like Dots Effects and Diggable Planets and just like all the 90s stuff, the Far Side, and I still listen to that stuff every now and then. But like the modern stuff, I just like some weird stuff. You know what I mean? Like most people, like all exactly the indie stuff. Right.
That's what the show is.
We listen to.
Oh yeah. Okay. Cool.
Absolutely.
Exactly. That's what we dedicate this to, is the independent and the underground type of stuff. So basically, cool. Yep.
Well, people can make sure you go check out Mike Lewis at JesusPainter.com, and of course, with you helping kids and being proactive in that, and your talents that you do have, man, I wish you nothing but the best, and make sure you come hang out with us again, and maybe we get some of your DJ instrumental action on the show as well.
I'd love it. It's going to be so fun. I haven't met you in a long time, but I'll do it anytime. Let me know.
Hey, that'd be great. Michael, I'll call you another day, and thank you very much for calling in, man. Thank you.
Right on. God bless.
Appreciate it. It's Mike Lewis on COA Radio.
Get up! Thank you for listening to the #1 radio station for the people.
Nexxlegacy Radio.